For this next example, we have a word or a story problem. And like you always want to do, keep in mind what section we're on. We're talking about inequalities right now. And then the direction specifically asks you to write an inequality. So I don't want to write an equation. That would be incorrect, even though we haven't gone over the information yet. But here is the information. So you have $15 to spend on food. You already have $12.25 worth of food in your cart. So on part A, or for the first part here, we want to write an inequality that represents how much more money, M, you can spend on food. So I know it doesn't say it specifically, but if you have $15 to spend on food, what that also really means is you have up to $15 to spend on food. You also have at most $15 to spend on food. So the inequality should be less than or equal to. That's at most. Okay. That's also up to, but it's at most $15. The amount that you spend, which we haven't put on or in the inequality yet, has to be less than or equal to 15. Okay. Some of you might like to kind of just cross out the information that you use once you're done, so you know you're not going to use it again. Okay. You already have $12.25 worth of food in your cart, but you're trying to get like as much food as possible with the $15. So on top of that, or also, you can spend M more dollars and cents on food. So if you've already spent $12.25, that's definitely less than or equal to 15. But on top of that, or plus however much more M you can spend on your food would be a correct inequality. This is not the only way that you can write the inequality. You could switch the order here and write it as M plus 1225 is less than or equal to 15. Okay, but then we can solve the inequality. What's being done to M is you're adding 1225, so the inverse operation would be to subtract 1225 from each side. And then we're just left with M is less than or equal to 15 minus 1225, 2.75, or $2.75. Just said solve the inequality. You should be able to graph that. And then what this means is really, if I put it into words or as a verbal sentence, it would mean you have up to $2.75 more that you could spend. You can spend at most $2.75. There might be other factors. Most of the food that you buy is not taxable, but it just depends what you buy. If it's prepared food already, there's tax involved. You always want to keep that in mind realistically. Like if you go to the store, here, no information is given about tax, so we don't really need to worry about that.